I've been wanting to do a 24-hour challenge for a while, and it is the week of Summerween. I'm so excited. Basically, Summerween is a Readathon hosted by Gabby Reads here on YouTube, and it's basically just a spooky TBR challenge. There's different prompts, and I'm going to be reading books in this video based on those prompts. The prompts that we got are, let's see, it's read a book in the dark, read a horror or a thriller book, read a book with a sky on the cover, read a book that you've owned for more than a year. I have so many of those. And then read like a novella, manga, something like that. So yeah, these are the books that I'm going to be choosing.
Okay, so to start off, we're going to be reading Salem's Lot. Yeah, I'm halfway through this, and I'm going to be finishing this. Then we have Interview with a Vampire. This is a reread, but I don't care. I've been obsessed with vampires here lately. And then we have Strange Pictures. This is by a YouTuber, Yuketsu. Yeah, Yuketsu. He doesn't show his face like me, but he's not a VTuber. Then we have The Troop. This is apparently a violent, gory, almost like Lord of the Flies situation with a whole bunch of people on an island. And then we have When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. And then we have Buffalo Hunter Hunter. I have this as well. This is, I think I'm going to use this for the prompt of read a book with a sky on the cover. We're watching the movie tonight on Discord.
The way you read in VR, by the way, is, well, the way I do it is basically you just load up the Kindle app on your PC and then you project it into your headset. And then you make it really big. You can make it as big as you want, so that way you can actually see the text while you're in VR. This is basically what I see in my headset. So I have my little dashboard here, and I just toggle it on, and there's my Kindle app. I have it where I can just project it in headset and then read like this. It's really awesome. So I think I'm going to start with Salem's Lot. It's Stephen King's novel after he wrote Carrie, and it's about a whole bunch of vampires that are just ravishing this small town named Jerusalem's Lot. There's a lot of people, and it was a little confusing at first to get all the names right, but it's doing what Stephen King does best, and that's like really relatable characters. Because I grew up in a small town. I swear every character in this book was in my small town. Stephen King, especially like in his earlier books, he's really able to like capture like that eerie small town unsettling vibe, like rural America. When I read his books, I get like this crazy sense of nostalgia because it feels like he describes a place that I know every person and nook and cranny, where no secrets can be kept because everyone knows everything about everyone. This is, I think, something that Stephen King does the best besides like his slow burn horror, which Salem's Lot is as well. Like it has all of the makings of something that I just love in horror, and I love especially about his writing. Like there is a reason why they call Stephen King the king of horror. I think he is one of, if not the best horror writers out there. Right now, I'm getting 5-star feelings from this book, so I want to continue. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens with the vampire. I'm so curious. I'm just gonna stop yapping, and we're gonna get started reading. Alright, we're on chapter 12. It's 2:56 p.m. We're 22 hours on the clock. The chapters in Salem's Lot, they're pretty typical of a Stephen King book. They're pretty long. They take me about like 15-30 minutes to get through. I'm loving the way Stephen King is writing the vampires. They have to be invited in, and there was like this scene where a vampire was sitting outside the window like, let me in, let me in. So sinister, but like you can have a crucifix and they at it. So I feel like that's like a lot of traditional vampire lore that he's playing on here. I love it. Salem's Lot is about this guy. He's from this town called Jerusalem's Lot, and he has like a really troubled past, and he goes back to that town to first of all write a book, but he's also trying to just reconcile with his past. And we also have like this larger set of characters in this town as well, and then we have a mysterious pair of men that move into the town, and they're tall, they're pale, they're obviously the vampires, and things things start going weird. Things in the town start happening and it's creepy. There's like a dog that was put on a fence. Obviously, he's like... Stephen King, I think part of his horror, especially, I feel like in his first few books, he would write, feels like the most shocking thing to get a reaction out of the reader, to really like be like, this is supposed to be scary, you're supposed to be scared. Especially in the first few chapters, there's like a lot of shocking things that you just kind of read, and in passing you're just like, what did I just read? What? But I need to start Clown in a Cornfield. I think that's not going to take me very long to read at all. The text in the book is like big, and I want to start that and get it done before 6 for our Discord movie night. I want to go ahead and get started on it, so I'm going to take a break from this. There we go. That's perfect. So I have that there. But yeah, I know like all that I'm reading today are like spooky books, but Clown in a Cornfield is a young adult slasher, so I don't think it's gonna be as intense as Stephen King. I hope. I need a break from Salem's Lot. It's a lot. Like Salem's Lot it's classic Stephen King. Like the one thing that I love about Stephen King is he's not afraid to go there. That's something that I feel like when a book is trying to say something or do something, especially like a horror book, I love it when the book absolutely destroys you. He doesn't give a flying F about what anybody thinks. He just writes. Sometimes like it's a little like, ooh, whoa, but there are parts of his books that are wildly, in my opinion, unnecessary. But it's also something I just really appreciate about his writing. I think that's why I really, really like his older horror stories. I don't really read a lot of his new work. He doesn't really write much horror anymore, and I'm not a thriller mystery type of person. Except if it's like a slasher, has some supernatural element to it. I'm not interested. But anyway, I'm going to start A Clown in the Cornfield. It's 3 o'clock right now, so I have 3 hours. Oh my god, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. I'm trying to find a creepy world to read this book in. I hate this. Uh-oh. No. This looks good. It's a haunted maze, but it'll be fine. Guys, I'm not brave enough. I'm just gonna read. Maybe we can do it if I finish the book. Alright, I am on chapter 4, and honestly, this is tickling a slasher itch. Clown in the Cornfield is cheesy, but you know what? I love it because like it's exactly what I'd want to read for Summerween. Not like an intense horror like a Stephen King book, but it's definitely like spooky. It's gonna be probably a little splooshy with the blood and all of that. Basically, we have this group of kids that are in high school, and a new student has just moved to town. Her name is Quinn. She finds herself in a class, and you meet like a lot of the stereotypical characters you would meet in a horror movie. The main character, Quinn, she's very likable, and then we have the troubled main male character with a dark past, like something bad happened and he's troubled by it, like something with his family's factory. Like some of the other characters are like a preppy girl, and then you have like the side characters that you don't really care about, but they're just there for filler or comedic relief. So a lot of horror stereotypes, but I don't think they're done badly. It's just like exactly what you'd want from this type of book. What time is it? It's 3:39 right now. If I finish it before then, I'll do the maze. We'll see if I do it. I don't know how creeped out I'm gonna be. We'll see what happens. Also, I think they have like this teacher as well, and he is so high-strung. Like he put them all in detention, and I think the kids play pranks on him and he doesn't like it, and I think he was just at his last straw in the book, which is, you know, it's understandable. I'm going to continue now and hopefully get through this by 6 o'clock. Wish me luck. Oh my god, I did it. It's done. It's done. Oh my gosh. I liked it. It was a good slasher. It didn't do anything extraordinary, but it was a good slasher. How much time? 5:45. 15 minutes. My eyes hurt though. Like I'm wearing this thing on my head. It's just like beaming light into my eye hole. I'm actually looking forward to the movie so I can take a break. But we finished the book. We have 15 minutes. Why don't we try the maze? But yeah, I liked it. The twist was pretty good at the end. I enjoyed it. This is gonna be so bad. Guys, this is gonna be so bad. Oh my god. I'm gonna be killed by Findo from friggin' Clown, and there's gonna be a clown in here. Yeah, I enjoyed the book. It was okay. It was like nothing extraordinary, but it was a nice break from Salem's Lot because that book is scary. I'm gonna continue that after we watch Clown in the Cornfield. Oh my god, I hate that pumpkin. It's so spooky. No. Did you guys hear that? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're not fine. There's gonna be a jump scare. I'm waiting for it. Like I am waiting for it. It's gonna come. Nope. I don't know if I'm gonna. I think Clown in the Cornfield, I think that's like a 3-book series. I don't know if I'm gonna continue it. Maybe if I just want a slasher, but not like a crazy gross one, like an adult horror. Did actually make me want to look into young adult horror more. It's like sometimes I want something spooky, but not so like bleh, you know? I think that's the end. We did it! There's nothing. Okay, let's go watch Clown in the Cornfield. Okay, I'm gonna head back to my home world. The movie's over. Okay, there we go. We're back home. Remind me to never go alone in a cornfield. The movie night was so good. It was so fun. I love spending time with you guys. Thank you guys for coming to that. I think it was really successful. Quite a lot more than I thought would showed up. So you guys really did it. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. So we're at like 17 hours. I'm sorry, I was trying to get an artsy fartsy shot for our transition. Oh my gosh, we have so long to go, but I think so far we've done pretty good. I've read a few chapters already of Salem's Lot, and we finished Clown in a Cornfield, so I think we're doing pretty good so far. In the 24-hour challenge last time, I got 3 books done, but this time I would really love to get 4 books done. I want to finish Salem's Lot tonight before it gets too late, because I don't want to be too tired trying to read that, because I know some funky stuff is probably gonna happen if I try that. I should finish it within the next few hours. Oh my gosh, what if we read out here? Like, kind of like the rain. Look at that. Guys, is there a Dark Tower reference in this? In Dark Tower, there's people, and they're called gunslingers. The main character in Dark Tower is a gunslinger. Listen to this quote from Salem's Lot. I'm in chapter 14. Ed Norton drew the 38 from the pocket of a rapper like some creaky gunslinger from beyond time. Is that not a Dark Tower quote? Am I nuts? The concept of time and stuff like that is explored in the Dark Tower. I don't know, that book was so weird in the way it was told. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I had no idea what I read because it was a lot. I think Stephen King actually even rewrote that book because when he first wrote it, since he's a pantser, he had to rewrite Gunslinger so it would fit the rest of the Dark Tower series. And I know some of the creatures from like his books, like Doctor Sleep and stuff, tie into the Dark Tower series. I've only read the first book. Oh, is Salem's Lot tied into the Dark Tower? I need to know more of the history of this. Okay, I'm gonna keep continuing on. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's 11:13. I did it. I finished Salem's Lot. Let's go. That book is so long. It was over 600 pages of Stephen King writing the most disgusting stuff. But I love the way he structures his books. When you read one of his books, you'll notice it'll have like these really long chapters. But the chapters are broken up into little parts. So you have one big chapter and its small parts. The parts are broken up very sporadically. Some parts will be really short and some will be like a page or two long or more. But it's like these little vignettes. They would almost seem random, but they're not. They're a whole bunch of scenes that flow really, really well to this. I feel like Stephen King does this so effortlessly. Having those little parts in it really like ups the ante of a scene. It really makes more impact when something spooky happens. And just his writing in general, he's so good at writing something unexpected happening in a scene. I like Salem's Lot. I don't think I liked it as much as I like it. So, because I'm struggling on whether to give Salem's Lot a 4 or a 5 star. Because I don't think I'll be thinking about it as much as I do it. But I still really liked it. It was very creepy. And now I don't want to look out windows. Thanks, Stephen King. I don't know what to read now. My brain is starting to feel very full of stories and the sleep is making my eyes heavy. So I don't know how much longer I can stay in VR, but I really want to do the 24 hours. But pulling an all-nighter is so hard now. I'm struggling, but I'm having so much fun. I really like clowning in a cornfield, and I really like watching the movie with you guys, and then finishing up Salem's Lot. Oh man, I'm gonna have some funky dreams tonight too. Yeah, I think for my next read, I'm afraid to do Interview with a Vampire because no offense to Anne Rice, but that book I feel like will put me to sleep. Just being 100% honest. So I think I need like a thriller or a manga, and a manga would be really hard to read in VR. So I'm thinking maybe either Buffalo Hunter Hunter or When the Wolf Comes Home. I remember reading the prologue to it and I was like, whoa. But I'm gonna go ahead and start When the Wolf Comes Home. I'm so excited to read about a werewolf. I'm gonna get into a different world that's dark, because I think I want to use When the Wolf Comes Home. I think I want to use that for the Summerween prompt of reading a book in the dark. So let's go find a dark, spooky world to read it in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, copyright. I think this counts for reading in the dark. Oh my god, wait, this world is so cute. Look, there's like a bed, a computer. Look at all the posters. Hey, it's me. Let me get everything situated and then we'll get to reading. I like this. This looks so cozy. When the Wolf Comes Home, I think it's about a werewolf. I've only read the first chapter. I'm wondering if like the wolf is almost like a play on his dad being super mean or something. The kid thinks his dad is a monster or a werewolf and he's not actually a werewolf, or I'm just looking too much into it and his oh my god, did you guys see that? Okay, anyway, it's 11:46. I'm just getting started on my third book. Oh, I'm so behind. I'm gonna get to reading. Oh, I love that cover. It's so good. Daddy is roaring, howling. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's totally a werewolf. I don't know if I can handle that face for the next few hours. I don't know. That's real. That's so I just look down and I see it randomly. Okay, I'm not gonna get distracted by it. We go. We go. Oh no. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my god, I'm so dying. I'm fine. I'm awake. I swear I'm awake. Guys, it's 1 o'clock. I don't know if I can make it. I keep nodding off while I'm reading. The words are entering my brain and leaving. I don't know if I'm retaining anything. I don't think I am. Alright, hear me out. What if I pause the timer, I go to bed, and I wake back up, and then we come in here and finish the readathon? What do you guys think about that? I think that's a good idea. And the rest said I'm like halfway through the book. And I'm really liking it. I can see why it has so many good reviews. It's so good.
The next day.
Hello. Good morning. It's 7:03 a.m. I got some sleep last night. Got about 6 hours. You guys are ready to start the day of reading? We left off with When the Wolf Comes Home, so I'm just gonna continue that. I do need to make some breakfast and get an energy drink because I didn't quite get enough sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna get breakfast, feed my cats, and then we'll get to reading. You guys want to see the timer start? There we go. Guys, we need to talk. We need to talk. So I'm on chapter 15. So When the Wolf Comes Home is about Jess. She's a failed actress that lives in LA, and she has daddy issues. I think everyone in this book has daddy issues, even the little kid that was in the first chapter. Lots of things happens, and Jess finds this little boy, and he has been not treated the best, and obviously abused by his father. So Jess takes it upon herself to pretty much rescue him. Anyway, I'm on chapter 15. They're in a hotel because they're on the run from the coppers, basically trying to keep this little kid saved from his dad, and the kid is like traumatized. So I feel like this is gonna be like a story of healing for the kid. We have this moment in the hotel room where they're just having a conversation, and Jess is talking to the kid, and she asks him his name. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't have one. So Jess decides to just call him Kiddo. His dad didn't care to even bother giving him a name. What? He doesn't know what TV is. Oh, this book is gonna make me cry. What the heck? Why do I relate so hard to this little kid too? Drama. Okay, this might be solidifying Nat Cassidy as one of my favorite horror authors. If all of his books are written like this. I'm on chapter 31, and he's describing the way the werewolf transformation happens, and I can just so clearly visualize it in my head. Like, okay, listen to this part. 2 pairs of eyelids rip open across his cheekbones, revealing glowing red sclera, literally streaming with heat. His human nose opens down the middle, then starts to peel away toward the back of his head, a bloody flower in bloom. And then down a paragraph, the sounds of his bones breaking and reshaping echo in the air like fireworks set off nearby. His clothes tear away as his body expands. His exposed, sweat-slicked skin bubbles and stretches semi-liquid. Wet clay handled by clumsy hands, bunching up, creating mountains of flesh and valleys of red, outraged muscle. And it continues on. It's such a bloody, violent, realistic description of a werewolf transformation. I did not need that while I was reading that. Okay. That was so good though. Holy. Wow. 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 Okay. Guys, I think this might be a 5-star. I'm just saying. Bruh, no. I finished it. Dude, that was so good. Okay, I've been sleeping on Nat Cassidy. I need to read more of his books. Holy, that was so good. I haven't read many, but I've never read a werewolf book like that before. That was actually insane. It was so good. The ending, like the part 4, really tied up the story so well and like gave closure on Jess. And oh my god, the twist in the middle about the kid, and then the end. What? In part 3? What? Excuse, sir. Okay, Nat Cassidy, I'm gonna need you to hurry up, write some more books. I'm gonna go ahead and read his backlog. 5 stars, easy 5 stars. This is the only other horror book besides it that I've given 5 stars to. I'm really stingy with my 5 stars with horror, and I know this is gonna give me some funky dreams. That's how you know it's a 5-star for me. I finished When the Wolf Comes Home. That was really good. It took me way too long to get through it. It's already 12:13. I'm so ready to be out of VR. Like, I'm loving the books, but the being in VR, this is so hard. Like, my eyes. Thank goodness though, I'm not getting nauseous. Every horror book I've read for this has been excellent. I'm so surprised because before this, like, the books I was reading, they just weren't hitting it, and these are all hitting it. Salem's Lot, Clown in the Cornfield, and now When the Wolf Comes Home. Wow. Okay. It is 12:15 right now. It's time to choose a new book. I might go eat some lunch because I'm a little hungry. Not anything big, but I've got the munchies. I'm waiting in between Interview with a Vampire or The Buffalo Hunter. The Buffalo Hunter. That has vampires. They both have vampires. And I don't know if I want to read another vampire book, but they're both, I think, going to be super different than Salem's Lot. I also have the zombie choose your own adventure, but I feel like that would be really, really hard to do in VR. It would kind of defeat the purpose of the challenge, you know? Same goes for my Junji Ito manga. Because I feel like the next book will probably be my last book, depending, because I'm reading a lot slower now. Even though it's a new day, like, I'm just reading a lot slower. But let's see how many hours we got left. 7 hours and 48 minutes. I don't know. I'm gonna go get food and drink, and I'll think about it, and then I'll be back to let you guys know what I've decided. Okay, I've made it back to my home world and I have decided what we are going to read for the rest of the 24-hour readathon. So what my plans are is I'm going to start and hopefully finish the Buffalo Hunter. I think that'll take me about 6 hours to get through. Buffalo Hunter has a lot of praise, and I'm excited to read it. It's by Stephen Graham Jones, and I've heard he's a really good author. Basically, I think the Buffalo Hunter x Hunter, I think the general gist of it is it takes place in Montana with a vampire and a tribe of Native Americans that meet a very unfortunate end. It's maybe a story of a tragedy or revenge or something. I need to actually read it to find out. I tried to go into all of my horror books pretty blind because I feel like even like the slightest thing can ruin any twist or anything cool that happens in the book. I go into them fairly blind, but I'll tell you a more accurate summary when I get started on the book. Also, on a side note, guys, look at this room. It's so cozy. This is my home world, where I call home in VR chat. This is like the upstairs. There's downstairs, but this is the upstairs, and there's like this room. And I love the view outside of the rain. And then the shelves are so cozy, and there's a little couch. And I love that there's a TV because I can watch or listen to lo-fi beats while I'm reading. So that's really nice. But I love this world. It's very cozy. There's lots of different places to just lounge around and do whatever or hang out if you're hanging out with friends. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with Buffalo Hunter x Hunter, and I will check in with you guys when I have something interesting to talk about. Hey guys, I am here. There's 3 hours left on the clock. I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to just do a soft DNF on the Buffalo Hunter x Hunter. And it's only because it's based on a massacre of Blackfeet Native Americans, a tribe that actually happened. And I think to really get like a full experience out of the book, I think I need to do some research into some of the historical events that take place in the book to really get like a full understanding of the context, the history, like everything just surrounding this story to like really get into it. The story has 3 POVs that you're following. You're following a Lutheran pastor in 1912, a young Blackfeet, I think his warrior name, they call him Good Stab. Oh, also a professor. The story starts with a professor that finds a forgotten journal in the walls of her university. It's more of a diary. It describes events leading up to a very horrible massacre that happened to the Blackfeet, and there's this haunting presence of Good Stab, and he's trying to seek justice, from what I'm gathering from how far I am, for his people. It's a really hard read, one because it's not a book that I want to fit into a 24-hour challenge. I think it needs fully its own moment. Also, another reason why I'm having a really rough time with Buffalo Hunter is because my brain is very full right now. And when Good Stab talks in the book, he uses a lot of words like the sun. I think he calls the sun Chief. There's a Beaver Chief, the Catman. He has different names for things, which I think it's an artistic choice done by the author to like really illustrate a non-sanitized version of history through the eyes of this. I think he's a vampire because he's drinking blood from things. There was also this moment, gosh, I think it was like 30% into the book, where he's like cutting open an elk, and all I could think was that scene from Star Wars when Luke did that and to get warm. That just proves that like if my brain's going there, I really need to go to something different because I'm not in the right mindset for this book. And I'm going to pick up something. I'm gonna look on Kindle and see if I can find a horror novella. There's also a novella by Nat Cassidy called Rest Stop. That might be a good one to finish off this readathon with, because I liked When the Wolf Comes Home, and at this point I just want to get through Nat Cassidy's backlog. Okay, it's on Kindle, but it's $4. Ah, screw it, I'm gonna get it. I want to read it. Alright, I'm gonna read Rest Stop. Hi, just a little update. This book has spiders in it. Well, a spider so far. For some reason, I thought this would be a good idea to read, despite there being a big content warning in the front of the freaking book that there was gonna be a spider. Wow, look at that. The book delivered. So basically what Rest Stop is about, this guy, he gets stuck in a bathroom. He can't get out. Like, he's like banging on the door trying to get out, and there was supposed to be a deadlock there. He can see the screws where the deadlock was supposed to be, but it's not there, and then he thinks he's on the outside, and he's like pounding trying to get out, and then he can't. And then he hears something up the vent, and it's like a it's like a creepy little laugh, something thumping around up there. And despite that happening and the weird random sounds that he's hearing, it's a tarantula, a spider. It's not even just a spider, it's a freaking tarantula. Just jumps out and he's like hee hee ha ha, ha. And then they go into like this slow circle around the bathroom. One thing leads to another, and then he baps the spider, and then the spider gets stunned and then somehow grows to the size of a small dog. And then you know what happens? He smushes it, its guts fly out because the guy falls on a puddle of urine. I don't, what is happening? Why am I reading this? Yeah, as far as creep factor goes, it's good, it's scary. What else can you ask, especially from a novella? Like, it's doing what I want it to do. I just, like, why am I continuing this? No, I feel like spiders are walking all over me. I have really bad arachnophobia, by the way. I'm just gonna continue and see what happens. What other weird stuff can happen? Okay, yeah, spiders were not enough. Spiders weren't enough. Guess what else just dropped out? Oh, rattlesnake, a rattler. It just jumped out, like, out of the ceiling vent. The guy, you know what he's doing to cope with the spiders and the rattlesnake? You know what he's doing? He's singing a death metal song to the snake, and the snake is just in there like, oh, what is this? This is so ridiculous. I love it and I hate it at the same time. Oh my god. What in the world did I just read? Solid 4-star. Dun 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 10 9 8 7 4 3 2. Yes, we did it. I'm going to bed. That was so fun though. I had so much fun. Holy cow.